Cruise news time, and you better go tell a neighbor. Princess Cruise Line, they've been found out reusing their cooking oil. Wait till you hear what for. Also, we have an interesting story coming out of Australia where the courts there have found Carnival Corporation guilty, and Perfect Day at Coco Cay has been deemed off limits. And I'm sure there's some disappointed cruisers. Cruise news and my views. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Lido, Loca. I'm your host, Tony, here with the latest cruise news and views before your face. Here on October the 25th, a Wednesday, 2023. And well, let's just jump headlong into the cruise news. Cruise news story number one, Princess Cruise Line reusing their cooking oil. And when I read that headline, I had one of those sense memory triggers of when I used to work in fast food back when I was 15, 16, 17, all the way up to 20 years old. And I just remember the smell of old French fry oil. And I remember changing out and cleaning the fryers. And yeah, it wasn't great for the skin and it wasn't great for the nostrils. And I was sitting there reading that headline going, really? Princess is reusing cooking oil? Well, interestingly, they're reusing it in Alaska to power the tour buses for Princess Cruise Line. There's a pilot initiative underway coming out of Juneau where they're trying to use biofuels to power the tour buses, and the biofuels are made up of recycled oils, and the cooking oil from cruise ships happens to be a great oil for use in biofuel. Now, before the turmoil of 2020, before the shutdown, they were trying to work this program with local restaurants, but as things shut down, so did the restaurants. And so now the company there that's working on these biofuels for the tour buses are working directly with Princess, and they're getting the oil off of the Discovery Princess. It's only one cruise ship at this time, and the tours that are being targeted with this biofuel are tours for Princess Cruise Line. So it's very synergistic. It's a nice match. And from what I can tell, it seems to be working well. There's some special challenges with handling the used oil, making sure it's collected in a way that it can get to the biofuel people in a usable way. But they're working through all of that. And the potential is there for this to be true in other Alaskan ports with other cruise lines. I guess I missed it or I didn't see it along the way, but all the major cruise lines have committed to being carbon neutral by 2050. And so this is just another little, brick in the wall. All in all, we're just another brick in the wall. Shout out Ludacris. Just another brick in the wall of moving toward that commitment to carbon neutrality. And good on Princess Cruise Line. Princess got in trouble with Alaska, right? They were straight up dumping stuff in Alaskan waters. And so it's pretty cool to have a Princess story where they're doing something good for Alaska. So if you got an extra bottle of Wesson after you fried up your taters, maybe send it over to Carnival. I'm just kidding. Don't send your tater oil to Princess Cruise Lines or Carnival Corporation. They got enough stuff to deal with already. That takes me to cruise news story number two, talking about dealing with stuff. There's been a class action lawsuit in progress in Australia with passengers who were afflicted with the COVID while they were on the Ruby Princess. These folks sued Carnival Corporation saying that the company was negligent, and now the courts in Australia have rendered a ruling and they've agreed with the people. They are saying that Carnival was negligent and that these folks do deserve compensation for their medical bills. The class action suit represented 1,000 plaintiffs. The lead plaintiff, Susan Carpick, she was awarded in Australian money $4,423.48. That's around $2,826 US for out-of-pocket medical expenses, but she did not receive damages. Carnival Corporation did release a statement to the media saying that they had seen the judgment and they were considering the judgment in detail, adding, "The pandemic was a difficult time in Australia's history, and we understand how heartbreaking it was for those affected." So it'll be interesting to see whether this goes to a round of appeals or if this is just going to be a scenario where Carnival Corporation starts paying out people according to this judgment. Now, let me be transparent here. Carnival Corporation, not the only entity that's guilty of something. I am guilty of something also. I'm guilty of being appreciative of you guys for watching this episode. And if you've never done it, maybe consider subscribing to the YouTube channel. If you like staying up to date with everything going on in cruising, well, you can be in the know by hitting that subscribe button and the notification bell. And then that way the magic robots at YouTube will send you a little linky link when the show goes live every day. Now, let me quickly give a quick shout out to Lynn Corneliuson 5903, who correctly identified the cruise ports yesterday. They were, of course, Seattle, Icy Strait Point, and Great Stirrup Cay. Congratulations, Lynn. Thanks for identifying the port. If you want your chance to pick out 3 cruise ports, make sure you wait until the end of the episode today. Now, let's talk about one of these private islands in the Bahamas. You can see it from Great Stirrup Cay. It is the perfect day at Coco Cay. It is a destination in its own right. This is what many loyal to royal, the people that have the royal blood in them, this is what they love to do. They love to get on one of these Royal Caribbean cruise ships, go to the perfect day at Coco Cay. And well, unfortunately for perfect day at Coco Cay lovers, if your itinerary had you visiting there today or tomorrow, well, you have been denied. Word is coming off of the Oasis of the Seas cruise ship that because of high winds, they were not allowed to visit Perfect Day at Coco Cay. This is a cruise that came out of New York. They went to Port Canaveral as a port stop. They were supposed to go to Coco Cay next, and instead Coco Cay canceled, and they got to go to Fort Lauderdale instead. How about that? It's almost like they're making a tour of Floridian embarkation ports. What's next? Port of Miami? I don't know. Yeah, that would probably be disappointing. And they're not the only ship that's getting the old heave-ho when it comes to Perfect Day at Coco Cay. Another one of the world's largest cruise ships in the Royal Caribbean fleet, the Allure of the Seas, got their denial letter for tomorrow. That's that cruise life, baby. I'll keep beating the drum. I know we all get on these cruise ships and excited about the itinerary we paid our money for, but it's up to Mother Nature. It's up to Mother Nature and a lot of other factors, really, whether or not our itinerary stays the same. And well, this time the cruise ships had to divert because of high winds. And I'm sure there's people on those cruise ships that want some sort of money for it. What do you think? Is this the time to ask for money from your cruise provider when the wind keeps you away from Coco Cay? Or does it make sense that your cruise ship got diverted? Where do you fall on that one? Leave a comment below. All right, let's work on our attitude of gratitude, have our moment of thanks. Clear your mind. What's the first thing that comes to mind that you are thankful for? Think on that for a minute. It's old school counting your blessings kind of thing. I'll share one with you today. I am thankful for good medical care. I went to the cardiologist today to get my echocardiogram, and well, the technician there was really nice, and that's all you can hope for. I went through the procedure, which was really simple. They just wanded over my heart and tried to see it through my ribs with technology. And yeah, it was great. She had some good words for me at the end. Of course, we don't really know what the is until the doctor takes a look at it, and I've got that appointment later next month. So thankful today for the person that did my echocardiogram, and thankful that I had the opportunity to go see somebody about my heart. So there's my gratitude. Now, let's transition over and talk about geography. Are you able to identify these 3 cruise ports? Thank you so much for watching the show today. Please hit that like button on the way out. This is Tony for Lido Loca. And until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido. Bye.